Thank the Lord that Potomac only has 2 more episodes left. Because, my God, we are tired. We are tired. No show gets me riled up like Potomac. I tell you, the mere thought of it gives me anxiety. Dear God in heaven. Even more than be losing my job, child, currently. So I tell you. But anyway, here we go, Potomac, child. So, the first thing, leaving off from last week, child, we have all the ladies. They are around, and they had a pretty decent episode. They had pretty fun moments. But then here comes Robyn bringing up the whole thing with Wendy and Candiace at the table and making faces at Gizelle when she was discussing her daughter. So Candiace and Wendy walks over, and it was just like, what's the conversation that was had? And Gizelle, oh, we don't need to talk about it. Wendy was like, no. What's the conversation that was had? Okay. She ain't had nothing to say. So then here comes Robyn. Oh, well, I didn't like the fact that y'all were making faces, when Gizelle was talking about her daughter. And I don't like, it's just kids should be off limits and blah, blah, blah. What fool? If you don't know Potomac and the dynamics of Potomac, and if you have not been watching Potomac, preferably from the beginning, but I'll give you, if you have not been watching Potomac since like season 4 or 5, then you're not going to get it. You're not going to get any of it. And to y'all, it may look and seem as if Gizelle and Wendy was being shady towards Gizelle mentioning her daughter. But anybody that knows this show knows that was not the case. They don't like Gizelle because Gizelle simply do not like them off stuff she did. Both Wendy and Candiace cussed Gizelle out without actually using cuss words, and she couldn't take it, and she had no comeback. She couldn't do anything because she's not that kind of person. And she's just like them since, she's been, Gizelle has been disliking Wendy for 2 or 3 years now. 2 or 3 years. And, we all know the fallout with her and Candiace. That season last season, when Gizelle was accusing Chris of all kind of crazy things, that's why they fell out. Because of that. And Gizelle realized that the audience wasn't on her side in that situation. And then she tried to backtrack and be nice to Candiace and somewhat apologize and all that stuff. But if the audience was Team Gizelle on that, she would have never apologized, Anyway, they moved on from that because you're trying it. Just say that you don't like me. Don't just make up stuff to say, which is what Gizelle and Robyn constantly do as it pertains to Candiace and Wendy. Ashley, she had a Havana Nights themed birthday party. Everybody looked better than her outside of Gizelle. The theme was Havana Nights, and Gizelle thought that meant disco. So, So we get to, let me see. One thing I've noticed about Nneka is that you don't notice Nneka. I don't notice Nneka. When Nneka is not arguing with Wendy, Nneka is forgetful. Now here's what I'm going to say. Like I said on Twitter, at It's King's World on Twitter. Nneka deserves a second season. I think every housewife, even if they're horrible, deserves a second season to just show what they're made of, if they deserve to be on the show. So I do think that Nneka deserves a second season. But so far, like I just said, I'm not noticing Nneka at all. I just be looking, I'll be like, who's this other girl with them? And it's Nneka. Kierna has made a bigger impression than Nneka, and Nneka is actually a full-time cast member. That says everything I need to know. But we'll see. We'll give Nneka another season. Let me see. Gizelle pulled Karen off to the side to try to talk to her, to get Karen to be on her side, to hate Candiace and Wendy as much as she does. Gizelle is really diabolical, sinister, awful. Her Gizelle character on the show is awful. Awful. I don't know the lady in real life. Maybe she's an angel in real life by chance. Who knows? But on the show, she's awful, 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 awful. And I don't see how she has friends or any of that. Even if you agree with her with the dislike with Candiace and Wendy, the stuff that Gizelle just do, the fact that she's so comfortable sitting in division and hate on an ensemble cast to show this about togetherness, at least sometimes, is crazy to me. But you know, hey. And Gizelle and Karen was just like, you have a problem with my friends. You need to fix it. And you allowed other women to speak up for you as it pertains to you as a mother. If you felt like those girls disrespected your child, you, the mama, would be the one that step up and say something. You'll be fired up, right? But you would sit back chilling because you don't want to acknowledge Candiace and Wendy's presence at all. Yet you can talk crap about them anytime. At any time they're in the hot seat, you can add your commentary and you can talk to them. But any other time, you don't have nothing to say about them. You are ridiculous and the hottest of messes. And you need a Olaplex treatment on that hair. So anyway, we get to a table scene. Apparently, Ashley has the hots for Vernon Davis. I believe it's his last name. He's an ex-football player. I know Vernon. Not personally, but I know him through the land of the internet and the TV. And apparently they met, and I guess Ashley maybe got a crush on Vernon or something. Whatever. Ashley's gonna keep her white man in front, and she's gonna keep her black man behind the scenes. So hey. What else is going on? Charles, did you see Ashley? She tried to call Michael on the scene on the show, and apparently Michael don't want to be on the show anymore. And Ashley said that Michael told her if he is seen on camera, he's gonna sue her. Girl, that man, poor Ashley, that man got her on the biggest chokehold. Bless her heart. Bless her heart, child. I said, Lord have mercy. At the end of the scene, at the end of the episode, they all had a table scene. And Mia was talking crap about Ashley, saying that she thinks she's a gold digger and blah, blah, blah. When Mia's a gold digger too. She just owns it. Ashley thinks she's better. And she thinks she's smarter. But, you know, that old man outsmarted you once again. And, she was just like, Ashley, both Ashley and Michael take care of the kids' finances, but she does have an account and she has a credit card that Michael says she can use, but she don't feel comfortable using it. And he just pays, it's just him and the kids, and he just pays for the kids, and that's it. She gets nothing else. And it's horrible and sad. It really is. Once again, I don't know where Ashley money went, because she was on the show 4 or 5 seasons before she had kids. So I just don't know. Maybe she gave it all to Sheila or was helping Sheila out. I don't know. But and then if that's the case, you don't even go over there. Ashley has admitted because of her stepdad, Sheila's husband, who she's never liked, she don't even go over the house. So if you've been putting all the money over there, but you don't even see your investment, Ashley, it's just like, girl, it's some sad. Darby's Barbie is sad, I tell you. And allegedly she getting ready to leave the show. She getting put off the show. Ashley needs this check more than anybody, but I don't really feel bad for her because she played her cards wrong. I watched Ashley do some of the nastiest stuff. Ashley is constantly coming for Candiace. Candiace has shown her love and genuine support multiple times. She was clapping and celebrating her, giving her words of encouragement when she did the song, living and thriving and surviving and all the things. She has constantly rooted for Ashley. She's always said Ashley is a fun girl, but she just don't trust her. Like on the very next episode, after Candiace being nice to her, she flipped on her, jumped up and said, oh, well, what was the smirking about, babe? What was the faces about, babe, as it pertains to Grace, Gizelle's daughter? Just flipped or just added herself into that situation, flipped on her. I remember Ashley, the season where Wendy and Gizelle fell out. I remember Ashley was the one who had just had the baby, brought her breast milk over there on a plane, and came there and told Wendy that they think that you got your body done because Eddie might be cheating on you. And then as soon as she did her dirty work, she did her little smirks and, you know, she was proud of herself. She packed her breast milk and left and got back on the road. I said, and that's just two examples, child. Ashley done all kind of unnecessary stuff. And, you know, but it all comes back around, don't it? Every time. When people do me wrong in my life, in my real life, I don't bother getting them back. I don't. God sees everything. The universe knows everything. I ain't got to do nothing to you. It's already happening. It's happening to you or somebody you care about, sis. I'm just going to sit back and just eat my oodles and noodles and go to bed. Back to Potomac, right? Okay, so, let me see. Kiana, who I love, she at the table, she's holding the girls to the carpet. She said there's clearly tension here between Candiace and Gizelle. Candiace, we don't need to address it. Fine. And then she was just like, Wendy was like, what you're seeing as far as Robyn and Candiace, they were actual friends. They actually liked each other. And what you're seeing, as it pertains to Gizelle and I, Wendy talking, we were actual friends. And Gizelle just sitting there looking. And mind you, this whole time, Robyn and Gizelle looking at each other, making faces. The same thing they claim that was an issue with Candiace and Wendy. And Gizelle was just like, no, we're not friends. We're not friends. What are you still mad at? Candiace, I can understand you being mad at her, Gizelle, because Candiace read you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Candiace read you for all the years you've been on this earth, Gizelle. So I can understand you somewhat being mad at Candiace, even though that's something you started as well, just like with Wendy. But with Wendy, all she did was give you a good reading, and that was it. It was over with after that. And you're still mad at her, and it's been 2 years. But you could forgive everybody else. You said and lied and came for me, a cancer, no cancer, the whole thing. You came for Karen constantly. You started with Karen at the end of the day, making fun of raised taxes back in the day and all that stuff. You constantly pick and jug at Karen. And you always come back and, you apologize to each other. You can make up any and everybody except for Candiace and Wendy. Come on. Why do you hate those women that much? I'm really sitting back trying to think. Why do you hate those particular women that much? All of y'all talk about each other. All of y'all do mean stuff to each other. But you just can't let it go with them. But then you don't want or don't think the colorism is real or is a thing or don't exist on the show. What else could it be if that's not a part of it? I've never said that was the whole reason. But if that's not a part of it, what else could it be? What have they actually done to you, Gizelle, to make you hate them? You hate those women. I don't care what you say. You hate Candiace and Wendy. For what? Anyway, what else is going on? Half of the girls went gun shooting, and the other half of the girls went tennis racking. Wendy, Mia, Karen, Candiace went tennis racking. And then Nneka, Kiana, Gizelle, Robyn, and Ashley went shooting. Although Ashley didn't shoot, Robyn didn't shoot, and Gizelle didn't shoot. They was too busy getting the tea from Kiana, trying to figure out if Wendy talked about them or not. Why do y'all care? If y'all can't stand Wendy as much as y'all do, why do y'all care if she's talking about y'all or not? Wouldn't that be expected for somebody you don't like, who don't like you, who you're around, to either not say nothing about you at all or dog you out? Like, why do you even care though? I said, y'all are annoying. And Karen was just like, no, that wasn't an issue. She said the shade was obvious, but she never said that she didn't like Gizelle and Robyn. And furthermore, what does it matter? Y'all still not going to like them. So who cares if they talked about y'all? And here we go. Y'all pretending that y'all actually like them somewhat or care about what they think. Because if Wendy and Candiace did actually talk about y'all Y'all will add that to the pot as to why I don't deal with you. It don't matter how nice they are to y'all. It don't matter if they apologize to y'all. It don't matter. Y'all are not going to forgive them until y'all get ready. I'm speaking today. What's going on? Let me see. What else is going on? So then here comes Nneka, because Kiara, she was just like Wendy's biggest issue was the whole Kiara thing. And then was the Nneka thing. And then here comes Nneka, and she was just like, well, I feel a certain kind of way too. Did she tell you that? And she was just like, if you just stop stirring the pot, talking to Kay. And I'm just like, Nneka, your mouth is real slick, sis. And I don't actually think you're about that life. And I can tell that Kiara actually is about that life. And you might need to chill out, sis. Yeah. And you just said that you don't care about Wendy. You don't really actually care about mending anything with Wendy. And so there you go. There's our answer. There's our answer. We can move on. Wendy was right for not forgiving you and paying you dust. Because you don't care anyway. You know, you're a Karen wrapped up in some beautiful chocolate skin. And it's as simple as that, you know. We have those exceptions. There's always exceptions to everything, darling. But I'm still gonna give you a chance, like I said, for next season. What else is going on? Was that it? Candiace said something very poignant out there at the tennis racket thing. She said that Ashley don't have a good relationship with her dad. And so she's holding on to Michael because he's an older, in a sense, father figure. And she don't want to let go of that because Michael even looks like her dad. Because they showed a picture of her real dad years ago. So, I mean, it's definitely, it's a deeper connection. And it's sad that she has nothing, Ashley, financially anyway, without Michael. And it looks like she's not going to have this check. She finally just got out here on her own, even though Michael is paying for her car and has paid for the house and all that. She's finally on her own now. And it looks like, I'm not sure, but it looks like she's going to get fired from the show. So what you going to do for money, Ashley? I don't know, sister. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. I don't like her, but I don't want her to be in financial ruins or to be struggling and stuff like that. Like, no. Ashley can be fun, and Ashley, you know, somewhere in there, Ashley's cool, but she flips. I don't know. The minute you start to like her, she does something, and it's just, oh God. Ashley, I was really liking you this episode. My God. But hey, so we're going to see what it gives. I think that's pretty much it. It was a pretty good episode. Like I said, we got 2 more episodes. Next week, the real Grand Dame, Sharice, Jackson, Jordan is coming up on the thing. And Sharice is both friends with Robyn and Candiace. And I guess she's going to get upset that they can't stand each other right now. And yeah, one last thing. Karen asked Candiace and Robyn, what's it's gonna take for y'all to be cool? And Robyn, she went on the whole social media thing, and she slandered me on social media. All Candiace said was what everybody else was saying, but I guess she can't say it because she's actually a cast member and her friend. And she just don't feel like she did anything wrong. Candiace was just like, girl, it don't matter. I've said what I had to say. You think you've done nothing wrong? Did Robyn forget how she pulled out that big speaker at last year to embarrass Candiace, your friend? You didn't think to have a separate scene and run that by Candiace first? No, you pulled that out in front of everybody. Is that what you do to friends? When we got to the reunion, you flipped on Candiace. You claimed that you were supportive of her and Chris, and you did not believe Gizelle. Yet when you was doing scenes with Gizelle, you was believing Gizelle and all up in her mess and supported her. Then we got to the reunion, and you completely flipped on Candiace and Chris, and you were Team Gizelle, even though you were sitting directly beside Candiace, but across from Gizelle. That's why Slim Shady getting ready to take y'all podcast, Eminem. That's why he ready to snatch y'all on up and get all the speakers out the room. How about that? With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Iskinsworld on Instagram. At Iskinsworld on Instagram and Twitter. Chase King on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, and TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. The line is always moving, in the words of Candiace. These group of people can do this, and these group of people cannot. It's always going to be the issue until we get rid of them. Stay black, stay tuned. I'll see you guys later.